New at 6, as if tax season weren't painful enough, the Better Business Bureau reports that taxpayers lost some $5.7 billion in 2022 due to scams and fraud. This as tax crimes surged during filing season. With more on what you need to know to protect yourself, I'm joined by Victor Wazorek. He's Vice President of Threat and Attack Simulation at GuidePoint Security. Victor, you're the man of the season right now. Let's start with the types of scams that consumers most need to be aware of when it comes to their taxes.
Well, thanks for having me. And you're absolutely right. Consumers should be wary of all sorts of scams, those from scammers trying to impersonate the IRS, all the way until folks actually trying to impersonate other employees or members of organizations trying to get access to the sensitive data within those tax documents.
It should be noted, the IRS isn't going to call you.
Absolutely not. No, the IRS will get in contact with you via snail mail, and certainly not via any social media or any other text message or online presence other than the official irs.gov website.
And yet people still, take it as if it's real. They'll pick up the phone and they'll give away all their information. It is so sad. What's new this year versus last?
That is the exact problem, and you hit the nail on the head. AI technologies this year with deep fakes and scams, filters, both video and voice, make these scams just so much more realistic than what they've been in the past. Scammers are using these technologies to make them look and feel like legitimate websites, legitimate people that you might be talking to. And then, of course, the imagery on the websites look almost identical, if not cloned from legitimate websites.
So cyber criminals are literally posing as tax software customer service reps using AI to automate their interactions. If you become a victim, is there any recourse?
There is. The IRS has a phenomenal website where you can go to report identity theft. In fact, the website is identitytheft.gov, and there's amazing resources there, both knowledge to arm our consumers as well as to report identity theft if it were to occur.
Tips. Let's talk about that, because it sounds like we need a lot of them to protect ourselves. And also, who is most at risk and why?
Absolutely. So one of the common things that we see is folks looking for help when it comes to tax season, whether that be software used to file their taxes or just advice on common tax questions. People often turn to search engines like Google to find that information, and scammers know that. They go ahead of time and purchase ads high up in the search results so that when someone searches a random term, they might accidentally click on the fraudulent website as opposed to the legitimate one. So one of the biggest tips is just to double verify that you're where you believe you are on the internet. Use common, well-known technologies, use search terms that are well-versed, and of course, always look for other opinions on software and services before you consume them.
So when someone searches and that one of those sponsored ads that pops up, that can also be fake too. So that would mean that it would be like yourtaxesinfo.com sort of a thing, so you know that that would be then fraudulent?
Exactly. So you have to look for things like that, keys like common misspellings or errant characters that might look a little bit off. But even those are becoming more and more difficult to notice, especially with these AI technologies now that are used to clone legitimate websites. It just becomes extremely difficult. So again, trust and verify any technology or software you're looking for.
And then who falls victim most often?
It's really across the board. A lot of these scammers are opportunistic, so they look for people who pick up the phone when they might not recognize the number. But sadly, we see these scammers being most successful with those less tech savvy, the people who might not understand how to interact with the world of tax preparation now online more than ever.
Well, Victor, we appreciate you coming on. Hopefully we helped protect someone who is watching tonight. Victor Wazorek with GuidePoint Security, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Have a good night.